everyone, I'm sorry for the different camera view today, but I just wanted to show you a more comprehensive video on my Celtic Autumn, who is now finished. Sorry for the shaking, I am holding this. I've started this design on the 4th of May this year and finished on the 5th of October this year. Obviously it didn't take me 5 months to stitch. I only work on my whips for a week each month. So in total it took me 30 days to stitch her, and for anyone that's interested, actually 152 hours, which is quite a lot in my mind, especially when you look at Janet Granger's blog, who I got the conversion from, and she did her stitching in half the amount of time. So I'm not sure why mine took double. Maybe it had something to do with the metallics. There are a lot of beads in this design, so 1,250 beads, and they took me a total of nearly 20 hours, which is a lot. Easily the biggest project that I have ever beaded. The fabric I stitch her on is 28 count mushroom Lagana. And I think I will be choosing this fabric for all my Celtic ladies because I just love how the colours pop. The mushroom Lagana just complements any colour so beautifully. And yeah, just makes it look lovely. She is stitched 2/2, except for the skin, which I did 1/1. And I just prefer the very delicate look that gives, and I will continue to do that on my other lavender and lace ladies and also my mirabilia ladies. The leaves on the design, which are a conversion, are also stitched 1/1. And my tip for those, should you wish to stitch these as well, is to stitch the outline first and then fill in the 1/1 stitches afterwards. Much easier on the eyes and less counting. The leaves are not my chart to share. So I will be putting details down below of Janet Granger's blog. As I said, she provided me with the details of this conversion on her webpage. She also makes mention on her website that this conversion was not her idea. She got the conversion from the Lavender and Lace Celtic Ladies Forum, which sadly isn't really used anymore. But there is still a lot of information on there for anyone that's interested in having a look. But I'm sure Janet can answer any questions you may have as well. So I'll just go through this a little bit closer detail for you. So there is, as you can see, there is a lot of beading, more beading than anything. Certainly more beading than metallics. And the border down the side is a repeat pattern, as is the border down the other side. So it's very easy once you get in the hang of it. I used invisible thread to attach my beads because with all the different colours in the border, I didn't want to be switching out to DMC to match the colour of the beads. So in my mind it was just much easier to use the invisible thread. It is more complicated to work with, but I'm quite used to it now. And I like the way you can travel behind the back of your work and it really isn't noticeable at all. So you get down to the bottom of her dress. There's a lot of metallic here, which I stitched 2/2. You could also stitch it 1/2. I'm sure the coverage would still be as nice, but I decided to keep it along the same lines as the DMC. So there's lots and lots of sparkle in this design. Now, a lot of you have been asking me questions about the conversion, so we'll talk about that now. This is the original chart here. These are the colours. And like many other stitches, I just didn't feel that the purple and gold really represented autumn very well. So I did a Google image search and I came across this lovely lady and I just fell in love with her colours. To me, she says autumn. And I especially love the falling leaves. Some other people have also stitched beads amongst the falling leaves and beads at the back. I decided not to add those. I felt that she was lovely just as she was. There's already so much sparkle in this design. She really didn't need any more. So with the conversion, what I did was I took a print out of the chart and I liquid papered all the old thread colours and replaced them with the new ones. And I usually stick this inside my floss box. So it was very easy to just follow the chart, look at the symbol and then see what colour I was supposed to be using. That way there was no way that I would make any errors. Starting from the top, I used exactly the same Petite Treasure braid, which is PB01. And that is it there. I purchased 4 cards of this. And this is all I have left. So I used about 3.5 cards for stitching 2/2. Obviously you'll use less if you decide to stitch over 1. Next, all the needle paints were swapped out and I'm assuming they would be the purple colours in the design. I don't have any needle paints, so I have nothing to compare them to. So all the needle paints colours are now these colours. Very autumn shades. Next is the Mill Hill beads, and as you'll notice, only 2 of them were swapped out. So I'll go through the colours. We have 00557, which is a lovely gold. 00221, which is a bronze. Now you've probably watched my previous video and noted that I mentioned that I ran out of beads of this colour. None of the others, only this colour. And you'll notice that it doesn't say to purchase 2. So I'm not sure why that happened. I'm not sure whether I got a box that was a little bit smaller in quantity than the others. But regardless, I had to purchase another box and unfortunately the colours didn't match. And before I go any further, because I may forget to go back to that, I'm just going to show you what I did. I had stitched everything with the bronze up until, so I had stitched all along the top, all along the side, the dress, the hair, and all along this side up to here. So I still had this motif, and the lettering. And I didn't have enough to do anything completely. So what I did was I chose the old beads to do the inner part of this motif, here and here, and then I used the new beads to do the outer part, and then I used the new beads to do the entire lettering, and that worked well. And I don't really think there's a noticeable difference. However, if anyone was to look carefully and had stitched this before, you can clearly see this is the bronze here, and that's the old bronze, and this is the new bronze. So there is clearly a difference between those 2 colours. But luckily the way I've sewn the beads on, you can't notice it. So I'm very happy about that. Very happy it worked out in the end. So whether you want to purchase 2 packets of these, I would probably advise it. They don't cost much, but it's better to not run out. In fact, in future designs, I think I'll be purchasing 2 packets of every colour. Okay, so next is 02034, which is called Autumn Flame. And that's a really pretty colour. And then 02093, which is Opaque Autumn. It's like a flat orange colour. And The other colour that was swapped out is 62020, which is a flat autumn green, which is lovely. So that's the beads. DMC, as you can see there, quite a few colours remained the same. Just bring them over. So these are the colours that remain the same from the original chart. And these are the new colours. So that's where the greens and the brown autumn tonings come into it. So not too many changes, but enough to make the design look more autumn. Obviously the exclusion of the purple does that. All the back stitch colours remain the same. And with the leaves, I also chose colours. I changed a few of the colours from the chart because they didn't look quite right to me. And they are the 4 colours that I chose for the leaves. And I'm really happy with those. So this design I've yet to wash and iron, so I shall be doing that very soon. I just wanted to get this video out there for all of you that were interested. And as I've mentioned before, there are a lot of colour conversions out there on the web. So if you're interested in doing any design really, but in particular a lavender and lace design, and you're not completely comfortable with the colours that have been charted, do a Google image search and you might find some colours there that you like better. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.